Welcome back to the Plant Power Podcast. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful week, and hopefully everybody's supporting their Lightning as well. Go Lightning.
Go Bolts.
That's what I'm saying, though. This is going to be a special episode, and they're all kind of special. On a Plant Power Podcast, we talk about plants and how they're making us better. And we're here at the Dignitary Tea Kava House. A lot of times we're outside in our medical card lounge. If anybody has their medical marijuana card, you can go outside and smoke outside. We welcome that. I believe we're one of the few places in the Tampa area that welcome that, because we're a step above cannabis friendly around here. And speaking of cannabis, starting June 3rd, which is a Friday, every Friday from 9 to 5, we're going to have Cannabis Doc is going to be here. They're going to have an office out front. We're going to be their new South Tampa location. We're at 4817 Southwest Shore. You can go to cannabisdocgroup.com or give them a call, 813-501-4777, 813-501-4777 to make an appointment. And they're going to be here every Friday from 9 to 5 going forward, starting June 3rd. So if you want to either get your medical marijuana card or renew your card, you can do it right here. So you want to take advantage. We're centrally located, and you're gonna be here drinking Kava anyways. We have the best Kava in town. Speaking of Kava, I got Frank the Kava OG with me. What's up, dog?
What's up, guys? How you doing, eh?
How's the world treating you?
It's good.
Yeah, one shell at a time, right?
One shell at a time.
There you go. What you got in that bowl right there?
This is Mellow. See, I've been messing around. I don't want to have the same Kava everybody's got, so I've been messing around with some single cultivar Kavas, which are basically single chemotypes. So this is a Mellow Kava. It's from an island in Vanuatu. That's known for growing lots and lots of the best Kava in the world. So, and it's a good, kind of overall relaxation, euphoric.
Beautiful.
Feeling.
Well, hook a brother up first of all. Get hook a brother up over there. Now, since we opened up Dignitary Kava House way back in October, you brought up a couple names of a lot of people involved in the Kava business. I think they've all been through here. And then you brought up the name Mondo as a big name.
Yeah,
and then one day we have somebody come and show up to purchase our Pac-Man machine. Thank you, sir. And we find out that he's related to Mondo?
Just a friend.
A friend.
Went to high school, grew up with him, and he's an American guy that just started drinking Kava with the Fijians back in high school. He's part of the family.
So who was Mondo then?
Mondo is a Fijian gentleman that's local in St. Pete. He's been a part, it's just, he's funny because back in the old days, him and his father, who's an elder, would go into Bula Cafe, they'd buy Kava, but they'd sit and make it themselves, and they'd do Fiji ceremonies.
Sure.
So he's just a Fijian. He does fire dancing and he does some traditional stuff. I may want to get him out here one of these
I would love
nights,
to get him out here.
to do some of the things that he does.
Sure.
He did a whole ceremony for Bula that was beautiful. Shows up.
Bula. That's beautiful. Thank you, sir.
It's a really good mellow.
Very nice.
Kava.
Very nice.
The name Mellow.
So what do you think, I've asked you this before, and I listen to people that come through here with your Kratom and your Kava, and I ask everybody, do you like it? Everybody's like, this is the best Kava, it's the best Kratom in town. I'm not just saying that because I own the place, but what do you think sets your Kava apart? Because it doesn't seem like a difficult process, but there's something you do that makes it a little different.
The thing about Kava is it's not rocket science. It's spiritual. It's about the energy. And I don't know, the way I do it is I'm traditional to the Fijian style, which was actually funny because Knobs, who supplied some of our Kava from Fiji, he's a traditional Fijian. He was in the other day and I made a batch and he's like, wow, you make it better than we do.
Ain't that something?
But I do it's a double wash method. I use this mango wood bowl to kind of interact with the Kava a little bit before I transfer it over into another bowl and finish it off. I think the thing that sets it apart is it's fresh. Fresh Kava is always the best. If Kava sits, and that's a lot of people tend to make a lot because they have business, they have a lot of people coming in drinking lots of Kava.
Sure, absolutely.
It's just, if it sits, it changes. It has a very, very kind of sensitive flavor profile. It's a root of a pepper plant. And the thing about Kava, and everybody says it's mind, body, 50-50. That's kind of a myth in a lot of ways because what Kava does, it's different for everybody.
Sure.
Everybody's got to kind of find that, what works for them and go with it. And eventually it's like the Kava, there's 600 plus islands between Fiji and Vanuatu. They all grow their own Kava. The most important thing for Kava is the climate, the soil. What were the weather conditions when that plant was growing? How old is the plant? To be considered noble Kava, the plant needs to be at least 4 years old. Minimum of 3, but at least 4 years old to be considered noble Kava.
Noble Kava, okay.
Other Kavas, if they're younger, they're not as strong, they're not as fully developed, and they're just not as good.
They're immature. They're just not.
Exactly.
It's like that in a lot of other things. I find Kava to be very similar to marijuana.
In a lot of ways.
In a lot of ways.
Marijuana actually, even you look at it, it's how it's grown. What makes that
and it
plant
affects
better.
people different ways.
It affects everybody.
Some people are like, oh, I can't I can't smoke marijuana because I get anxiety. Some people are like, I love it. Some
Plants
people smoke
in general,
all day.
It doesn't matter. Plants in general are a product of their environment. You can have a plant that's grown in the shittiest area in town. If the soil's good and the weather's good, it's going to be great. You know, and you can have something that somebody put in their greenhouse and, you know, just didn't do it right, and
Absolutely.
it's not going to be good. So
Exactly.
it comes down to the environment and where the plants come from, and that's why we have to respect plants. People have gotten away from, you know, the earth and nature, and I've been supporting Sadhguru and his Save Soil movement because it's important that right now, if our soil dies in this country, we die.
We die, sure.
You know, so the most important thing is we need to make sure that we're planting trees, that we're, you know, preserving the soil. We're not, you know, farming and tearing up soil and letting it sit in the sun and all the nutrients go away. There's more organisms in one handful of soil, you know, than there is in the entire universe.
Absolutely.
You know, so
we need to smarten
important.
up.
Yeah.
We need to smarten up as a people. That's for
It's
sure.
not hard.
No, it's not hard. But people like yourself and myself need to be, you know, pumping out this message so people know. Now, when we opened up the Dignitary Tea and Kava House, you let me know that we're going to be creating a family here in a community.
Yeah,
I feel like that's happening, and actually a little bit later, we're going to bring in a few of our patrons that are some of our better patrons out here that are regulars, and ask them why they chose Dignitary, because we see them every day, and they're a big part of the success here. And I like the fact that you try to keep it as authentic as you can. It's very important to you. But we still have other things here going on. We have the Mitra 9 now, which is very popular. We have kombucha from Beach Kombucha.
Yes, we do.
That kombucha is badass.
AJ is as passionate about his kombucha as I am
Sure,
about the
yeah, he
Kava. I mean, it's for him, and I love Beach because it's a small, local St. Petersburg company, and it's done with passion and love, and you know, that just makes for the best product.
Absolutely.
You know, right now we've got Strawberry Dream, which is a strawberry and vanilla, and we've got the Heartbeat, which is beets and carrots and all the good stuff. But it's phenomenal. His kombuchas.
It tastes so good.
You know,
it tastes excellent.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know. And, like, usually things that are good for you don't taste great. And listen, we try to be honest here.
Yeah.
Kava's good for you.
Yeah.
It ain't Kool-Aid.
Nope.
Okay, it's not Kool-Aid. But to me, people say, what does Kava taste like? And I say, it tastes like you're doing something good for your body. You know what I mean? Because if you taste something and it tastes like Kool-Aid, it's usually not good for you.
It's true.
You know?
And honestly, you know, Kava, I particularly don't think it tastes bad.
No, I like the taste,
You know,
but it ain't Kool-Aid.
It has an earthiness. No, it's not
Yes,
Kool-Aid. But, you know, it's not loaded with sugar and preservatives.
Well, I think as I get older, and we're the same age, as I get older, I understand when I drink it and it's sweet. Once again, when you drink something and it feels like you're doing something good for you, I think it's important. You know what I mean?
It does. And what you know, you were talking about Kava and community and how we're creating a really nice little community. That's just what Kava does. It's beautiful because I've watched it over the last 12 years, man. I've seen every single place that a Kava bar's opened up. It's attracted just good people, and it's usually a family. It turns into a family, and it's just a natural. It's the spirituality side, you know, of Kava. And like what I was saying about the energy. If the energy is right, the community just follows. It draws them in. It's you know, it's natural.
And you know, once again, at first you told me about saving lives and stuff, and at first it was just a story to me. You know what I mean? Like it saved my life, and I'm like, it's a good story. But now I understand. Okay, I understand now because I saw the passion. I hear other people talking about their stories, and a lot of people that just come into Kava bars, they all have a story.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence.
No. Everybody that walks in here has a story, and usually they've been through some stuff. You know what I mean? So I think everybody's like-minded. and they're good people for the most part.
What's funny is everybody's been so isolated over the past 3 to 4 years. It's like now they're coming out of their shell, and God knows what they did to themselves when they were stuck in the house.
Yeah.
So to have a place where you can get away from some of that and try something that's different, that's healthy, that has a support group around you of people that are like-minded, been through the same crap, dealing with the same shit. It's like, wait a minute, here we are. This is, let's band together and help each other out.
Absolutely. Now, we're both from the same cloth as far as marijuana goes. We both enjoy it immensely. And this building is probably a little bit ahead of being marijuana friendly. Yeah. We do have a medical card lounge in the back where if anybody has their medical card, you'll legally outside sit down, smoke what you got, enjoy yourself. There's at nighttime there's sometimes a dozen people out there passing stuff around. One time I look around, there was like 8 things being passed, and you know how that goes. But it all had a happy ending. And now we're bringing in the cannabis
I'm
doc.
excited about the cannabis doc group.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it absolutely does, and it's just the evolution of how everything is changing now, and to have them on site seeing patients, and it's great because you can actually come in, see the doctor, get your recommendation, and in the same day go to a dispensary.
And in the same day, come back here and come back to our medical card lounge and hang out with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and it's a safe place where you're, not going to be threatened or have any issues. You can just chill.
Well, that's the one thing about this bar, and it's a bar. You know, you walk in, and if you wouldn't know, it looks like a bar. There's just not going to be issues in a bar. You know what happens in a real bar? There's a lot of issues.
I've been in a lot of real bars in 55 years.
Well, so have I. I've been in a lot of real bars myself, and a lot of, what's conducive to real bars is issues.
Yeah.
People putting their hands on people that shouldn't, and,
bad decisions.
That's the one. I tell everybody, everybody here, I think, I don't think it's by accident, but it seems like I have more non-drinkers around me now.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? To actually get to this point where we are and to do what we're doing, we've had to make a lot of bad decisions.
That's a fact. Well, once again, like I said, we're like a lot of our patrons who have been through something. A year ago, actually, I stopped drinking last May, so it's been a little bit over a year. Well, we'll go back to a little bit over a year ago. If you would have said I'd be hanging out in a kava bar, I would say, what's that, first of all? I'd be drinking tea, and I'd be like, where's the alcohol? Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And now I come in here, and now the other end of the spectrum doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to a bar to have drinks, and I'm like,
And that's what, I tell people that are trying to quit drinking and stuff like that, if you find kava, and it's something that you have to find, but then you get to the point where it's not even a replacement. It's just something that you know that if I'm going to drink kava today, I can't drink alcohol, and I like kava better.
Me too.
Kava makes me feel better. I don't wake up with a hangover. I don't wake up feeling like shit, puking my guts out.
Correct.
Shit and blood. It's just it's important. It's something that, and the more you do it, the more eventually you get it. And like I say, it's different for everybody. You're not going to feel it right away, but once all of that kind of comes together, it's a total mind, body, and spiritual, kind of awakening.
That's a beautiful thing, and you want to push more people to it. You know what I mean? Because you told me what it did to your life. I'm telling everybody what's doing to my life right now as I'm going through it, and I feel. I don't know what percentage better than I did last year. Like, I feel so much better.
I mean, and it's funny because I've brought so many people into this community that I've worked with over the years, and the time that when I found it in '09 and how much it helped me, and it was like, man, you guys got to come try this out. So much, and there's so many people that are in the kava community throughout this entire West Coast of Florida that know me, that I've brought into the community and said, try this and see what happens.
How many other people in Tampa have kava in their name? Yeah. You're the one. I mean, I don't know anybody else. I mean, really, it's got to say something about you if you put something in your name.
I'll get a tattoo.
Yeah, I think you got a few there, but you're definitely on the right track now. We have the people. Bula is the originator, and from what I hear, you and Lenny, Bill, you guys were all there at the beginning. Was Bill at the beginning?
Honestly, the original was not Kava down in Boca Raton, but Lenny was the second Kava tender ever hired at that bar, which was the first Kava bar in the continental United States.
And Lenny's one of our bartenders.
Lenny is my opening guy. He's a stay-at-home dad, and he's usually here in the mornings from 10 to 1:30. Great guy. He's been a part of the community for damn near 20 years. You know, he was in high school when he started, you know, working in a kava bar.
I love it.
You know, so I mean, and to have him like right here in South Tampa was beautiful.
It helps.
You know, and then Bill, you know, Bill came on board when Bullet Cafe opened up in '09. You know, Bill was one of the regulars, and we were, you know, part of the crew making zombie commercials. And
well, I tell you what, you've done a great job of putting together a staff. Cedar does a wonderful job. Ali does a wonderful job.
I love my kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're headed in the right direction. And we're going to come back with some of our patrons.
Yep.
Welcome back to Plant Power Podcast. And what we're doing now is bringing in some of our patrons from the Dignitary Kava House. And we have my guy, Caden Taylor here. How you doing, brother, man?
Fantastic.
You're looking good with your Afro picks and stuff.
Yeah, I felt a little spicy today.
It's all good. Now, Caden is one of our regulars. You're here just about every day?
Just about.
Yeah, you're here more than me, which is cool. And we have a big announcement. Caden is now being hired by the Dignitary Kava House. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, where was your exposure to kava and kratom? When did you start drinking kava and kratom?
About 4 or 5 years ago in Tallahassee.
Good.
Saw a little kava shop. It made me feel at home. But I've since left there, and you know, this is the only place I felt the same.
There you go. Now, are you a drinker? You drink alcohol?
I was at one point an alcoholic. I've since pushed myself away from it, and kava's a great collective place.
Sure.
You know, just to go and get all of that, you know, alcohol out of my system. You know, I have no inclination to go and drink.
Good
you know,
for
if
you.
I can come and drink some kava.
No, but you say you're an alcoholic. How old are
Yes.
you? 23?
Yes, sir.
What was okay, listen, I was a drinker my whole life, but I don't think I ever called myself an alcoholic. What made you say you're alcoholic?
Because I've seen a lot of alcoholics in my family go down a wrong path, and I was able to spot myself going down that path pretty early on.
Good for you.
So I knew what the signs of alcoholism were.
Absolutely.
So I knew how to, you know, cut that out and accept it and acknowledge it for what it was.
And you're smart enough and strong enough to catch it before it happens, and you're going to be so much better off now. And you see how it ends up with alcohol that never ends the right way. I know you're not scared of marijuana,
No, sir.
and there's not a lot of bad marijuana stories, and that's why we push people more towards marijuana.
Absolutely.
But I know you enjoy our medical lounge outside. That's
I love that medical lounge outside.
we're gonna put your face on it. The Caden Medical Card Lounge. We're gonna put your face on it. Now we're looking to do a lot of different things with this building. We have the doctor coming in here. We're going to be doing something else with the print shop area, because the print shop's heading this way. We're also talking about bringing a food truck, and you've had some experience with cooking, so we're looking to get you involved with that as well. So you ready for a challenge, brother?
Absolutely. I love challenges.
Yeah?
I love it.
We will see. So if anybody wants to come hang out with us, Dignitary Kava House, Caden now is another one of our bartenders. We have, how many bartenders we have? We have lovely Ali, we have Sita, lovely Sita. You're not lovely. Bill's not lovely. Lenny's not lovely, but they're all good people. So if you want to come, yeah, you're very approachable. You're a handsome man. Anyways, we have good people here. We have the best kava tenders in the Bay Area. So don't go anywhere. We're going to come back with another one of our patrons to talk about why they come hang out at the Dignitary Kava House. We'll be back. Welcome back to Plant Power Podcast, and I have another one of our favorite patrons, and this young lady has been here since the beginning, and she brought her boyfriends here and her whole family here, the whole 9 yards. Maria Stylin, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm doing great.
Yes, and you are styling. Show everybody your boots. And she's styling for real, though.
For real.
So these are the kind of people that hang out at Dignitary Kava House. We just
we're all really cool.
Yeah, we are cool. We are definitely cool. Tell us about your story, Miss Maria. When did you get into kava and kratom?
Well, I started drinking kava and kratom when I was 16 years old.
All right.
Probably shouldn't be saying that.
Well,
but
I mean, they kind of arrest you now. They kind of arrest you now.
About to turn 21 in September.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
I've been, drinking it for a good long time now. Really love the stuff. I just recently moved on to the Mitra 9s.
There you go.
They even gave me a complimentary koozie.
Aren't you special? Look at you. I mean, I own a place. I don't even have one.
Possibly their biggest fan.
You
I
ain't
drink a lot.
So what does kava and kratom do for you? Are you alcohol drinker?
Not so much anymore.
Okay.
Kratom honestly diminished the desire for me to drink, but I used to be a fairly heavy drinker back in high school.
Yes. So, is Kava and Kratom, that's you drinking it in lieu of alcohol? So,
Yes,
because I don't drink alcohol at all, so it's you substitution.
Yeah, it's pretty much a substitution at this point, and for other substances that I like not to list, but
I understand. We're trying to do stuff from the earth that's good for us, and you're here often with your people.
I prefer it. I like the feeling a lot more than I did, you know, like overall with the other substances. So
no hangover and all that kind of crazy stuff. So why do you enjoy Dignitary? Because you're here often, but there's a lot of kava houses out there. Why do you enjoy Dignitary?
Oh, this is absolutely like hands down my favorite. I've pretty much been to all of them. In the area within like a 3-hour radius. Yeah, but this one's my favorite. The kratom that they make in house is the absolute best. I've since moved on to the Mitra 9s only because of the whole sugar-free aspect.
Okay, there you go.
It's a little easier on my stomach, but that's just because I have a sensitive stomach, not because the kratom here isn't any good.
Well, you can listen. I drink my kratom, and I do mine sugar-free all the time, so you don't need to have the sugar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. One day I want to move on to just drinking kratom raw.
I'm a dog in a lot of areas, but I like to get a little sweetener in my kratom though, because kratom can be a little bit bitter, just a little something, a little lemon, and just a little, that's some skinny syrups, and I'm good. Well, I want to thank you for being a great customer, Maria, and looking forward to us having a relationship for many, many years coming forward. Now,
absolutely.
This is a wonderful thing. We're introducing you guys to our family, and next up is going to be Sean, that may be one of the original OGs from Dignitary. We'll be back. We have another one of our favorite patrons here at Dignitary, and this guy, I feel like he should almost be in our payroll because I feel like he sells the product more often than Frank and I do. We got Sean Casey, who was one of the first people came through our door. How are you doing, brother?
Fabulous, sir. Thanks for asking.
Now, literally, you remember being one of the first people here, right?
I do. I would drive by the building and think, is that a dispensary? And then I saw a sign that's come up one day, Kava Kratom, and pulled in, and I don't know that I ever really went home.
Now, we weren't your first exposure to Kava, were you?
No, my first exposure to Kava and Kratom was in 2018 in Fort Myers, and it was immediately something I really liked. I've always been a big community kind of guy. I was also a terrible alcoholic and drug addict, and wouldn't you know, when you give yourself a healthy community, you do that bad stuff a little bit less. And
no doubt.
Ended up moving up here for work, and one of the things I was saddest about was leaving my Kava family in Fort Myers, and just the most incredible, genuine relationships built on genuine interest and not drinking and getting messed up all the time.
Sure.
So it was the most genuine people I'd ever had in my life, and I was so sad to leave that, and just couldn't be happier to have found that home again here.
Well, I think that's what we do offer, is genuine. You know what I mean? Like Frank and myself are middle-aged guys. We ain't gonna bullshit nobody. We ain't trying to screw nobody over. And when you come in here, I mean, I think there's just a lot of reality. You know what I'm saying? And I think people, they need a little reality in their world. And you're right about the community thing and the people. It's creating a little family, and like literally, I feel like I know the people in here as well as anybody else now.
Yeah, we spent Thanksgiving together.
Correct.
That really sent the tone.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think this is a wonderful thing, and I think it's building something that's wonderful. And regardless where we go, you're going to be one of the originals. Like Frank talks about being one of the original 6 sitting down with that Bula back in the day. Well, you're going to be one of the originals back in the day when we were sitting at this bar wondering if this is going to be a sausage fest forever. And I remember saying, do any girls drink kava? And it was like me, you, Frank, and maybe one other person, maybe. Maria, and Jordan or something like that. But it's definitely evolved to where we got a lot of different people in here. I see some new, young, attractive people walking in every single day. I just want to say I appreciate what you do selling our product. And, any way we can help you, let us know.
It's a genuine pleasure. I love being here, and I think it's one of the most beautiful things in the world, what diverse walks of life everyone in this building comes from, and yet we all find a way to relate and connect on a really genuine level, and that's truly just a special thing in this world.
I think that's a beautiful thing. Sean, appreciate you, brother.
Thank you.
And I'm sure I'll see you today and the rest of tomorrow, too. So it's all
yes,
good.
You will.
So once again, we have a lot of regulars, but we're looking for more regulars or anybody who's just trying to get into our kava world, so come try us out. We're going to be back wrapping things up here in a little bit. We're back wrapping things up here on Plant Power Podcast. It's all about plants over pills. Plants over pills was the shirt that my boy Frank's wearing right there. And I want to let everybody know that starting this Friday, which would be the 3rd, we're going to have Cannabis Doc in the building. And you can go to cannabisdocgroup.com or 813-501-4777. Every Friday he's going to be here hanging out from 9 to 5, so you can get your cannabis card here. Literally go to Curaleaf, get your stuff, come back here to our medical marijuana lounge in the back and come hang out. But we're hoping that anybody who loves Kava like us and Kratom like us should come hang out. Dignitary Kava House. One love goes out to Curaleaf, who is a title sponsor. Frank's there quite often. He's actually there right now as we're doing it. Yeah, I'm there too.
I gotta see the doctor Friday.
Yeah, you do. I actually got my numbers up to 2.5 ounces now, so I need to make me a little trip over to Curaleaf to get me some good.
Nice.
But we're gonna do a final boolah here to get off. Let's bring the whole gang up in here, and let's get everybody going with some kava. And we're trying to prove to everybody how this is community. Come on in, everybody. And this is what it's all about. And we don't really get this close usually at the Dignitary Kava House, but it's all about community and kava and everybody doing things together. And this is how we do things. We usually measure up. We usually belly up to the bar. And then either Sina or Ali or whoever's bartending will say, everybody raise a shell, and it's all about bula. Explain to everybody what bula means, please.
Bula is a Fijian term, and it really is like a hello greeting in Fiji, but they also use it as part of a long life and good health greeting. So they say bula vanaka, which is long life and good health, and it's just it's a cheers. It's an overall, like, mahalo.
Bula vanaka.
Bula vanaka.
Well, lead us,
all right, everybody.
leader.
Love these guys. Shells up.
Here we go. Bula! Bula! All right. And then what is 2 claps for? What's a 2 claps for?
It just brings everything together.
Okay.
Brings us all the energy in one spot.
Finishes all up and rounds it all off. And that's what the Dignitary Tea and Kava House does to the average individuals and all these people here. We kind of just round people off and we complete them. And they complete us. And this is our family, so you come hang out with our family. You look around and sometimes we seem like the land of misfit toys. You remember that back in the day? Land of misfit toys, but you could come hang out with us because you're not going to be the weirdest one here. And we don't judge people, come hang out. Dignitary Kava House, we're all about love. Everybody have a wonderful week. Go out and smoke something delicious. I know we're all gonna do it. Have a wonderful week.
Peace, guys.
Peace out.
Love y'all.